Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I didn't think the pain from the shingles rash would affect simple, everyday tasks like bathing, getting dressed, or even walking around. I was wrong. Though not everyone at risk will develop it, 99% of people over the age of 50 already have the virus that causes shingles, and it could reactivate at any time. I developed it, and the blistering rash lasted for weeks. Don't learn the hard way, like I did. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
Sunday morning. Well, the flu is all around. And people, well, they got it for 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, 11 days. Some people told me they had it for a month. Well, Dr. Peter Michalos, give me your evaluation. What the heck is going on?
Well, John, this year the flu is quite intense, and there's two types of flus. We talk about the flu A and the flu B. And the one that really hits us the hardest and is the one with the more severe illness is the flu A. And that's the fast flu that basically spreads very quickly, and it's been labeled a super flu, whereas the flu B does not spread as rapidly, and the flu A mutates much more readily, and that's why this year's flu vaccine is mismatched to the current flu that we have, and it only helps about 30% against this flu. And again, when we talk about flu, we want to define it. Basically, it's a viral infection that attacks the lungs, the nose, and the throat. And it's a pretty serious thing because about 40,000 people a year die in the United States, and over 500,000 a year die worldwide from the flu. What is fascinating, though, is that in areas where there's more sunlight, there's less flu. And the peak of flu happens around the winter solstice, where basically the Earth in the northern hemisphere is tilted the furthest away from the sun. So when you have the shortest days, those 3 to 4 weeks after that, after like December 21st, is the peak of flu. And on the opposite side of the planet, like in Australia and New Zealand, they're having very, very low flu. And that's why people like to, we call snowbirds. They like to go to the south, or they go to tropical areas because they have extremely low flu.
The key thing, Doctor, the key thing looks like the sun helps, I guess, your vitamin D in your system.
Well, it's also that, John, but when it's warm and sunny, you're outside. You're not inside crowded small spaces and crowded rooms. And another fascinating thing that someone noticed was during the Spanish flu back in 1918, the hospitals were overwhelmed, and they started keeping the patients outdoors. And the ones that they had outdoors in the sun, who they put outside in wheelchairs, they actually recovered faster. So the sun, as we know, also can kill organisms. It can kill bacteria. It kills mold. That's why on a house, you look at the one side of the roof that's exposed to the sun, it looks great, and the side of the roof that's in the dark has the mold, and things tend to grow. So the sun is a cleansing mechanism. Now, what happens with the flu going on is that people who are at risk are people over 65, babies, pregnant women, people with asthma, smokers, diabetics, people with heart disease are at higher risk. So you need to try to protect yourself. And if you're around people with symptoms, you need to stay away from them and avoiding, a lot of parties and crowds and a lot of events indoors in the winter. It tends to spread much faster. And the symptoms are, of course, fever, chills, cough, sore throat, runny nose, headache, fatigue. And some of the things that you do is get tested. If you get tested right away and you find out you have flu A, we're very fortunate that we have a medicine called Tamiflu, and it basically stops the virus from sticking to the next infected cell. It doesn't actually block viral replication, but doesn't allow it to enter the cell as readily. And the good news about Tamiflu, it kills all the different variants of flu A viruses. And the good news also about it, it's safe in pregnant women. if they get the flu, and it's even safe in babies. They have a liquid form that they give babies from 2 weeks old and up. So that's a wonderful thing that we have something. The thing is that people oftentimes initially don't get tested quickly. So, if you do have the symptoms and your fever is over 100.4 and you have any of the symptoms we discussed, especially if you're short of breath, have chest pain, dizzy, or confused, then you need to go to the hospital.
Now, should we have Tamiflu at home as a normal course of business then?
Well, there would be shortages if we did that. So only if you test positive and and then you should really take it. So I can't tell everybody to go get it. Is it a good thing to have around when you're traveling or you're out of the country and you don't have access to medical care? Yeah, it's probably a good idea if you do get diagnosed.
And the other thing I heard, Dr. Peter, is that the fact is you should keep your immune system up with vitamin D and vitamin C, because once you have it, it might be too late to take extra vitamin D and vitamin C.
Yeah, well, vitamin D is definitely an immune booster, and actually the recent vitamin D study long-term was fascinating that it even helped to shorten telomeres, so it turns out to be an anti-aging vitamin as well. But vitamin C actually does not block viral replication, but they showed that people who have vitamin C, it helps to shorten the duration of the symptoms that you have. And another one, a natural substance, is called elderberry, which contains flavonoids, and they showed that might have antiviral properties and shorten the symptoms too. And some people drink it as a tea early on when they have the flu. And also chicken soup, interestingly, has an amino acid called cysteine, and it actually loosens up the mucus, and that's why you feel better after having the chicken soup. So that's another
with extra lemon?
Interesting. Yeah, lemon always helps. Lemon is also antibacteria, and having some warm lemon water. Sometimes what I do is I take some fresh organic cloves, put a cinnamon stick, and make a tea out of that with lots of lemons, and you warm that up, and that's an excellent cocktail that has antivirals, because also cloves have been shown to have antiviral properties as well. But staying hydrated, using humidifiers in the winter, as we've discussed, is very important, and hand washing is very important. But the most important is when people are sneezing, coughing, shaking hands, do whatever you can to consciously say, I'm not going to touch my face or my nose, because that's how it enters, through the nose and the face. That's the entry point of these viruses. So these are some of the tips to help people.
If I see a person picking their nose,
right,
which happens,
yes,
and then they take the germs from their nose and they put it in their eye, it goes right into the system.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when they do get sick and they do catch a cold, people then get secondary infections like pneumonia, but they also get conjunctivitis. That's why they wake up, let's say they sleep on their right side and they're coughing and sneezing in the pillowcase, they end up getting an eye infection on that side of the body. So changing pillowcases frequently, keeping your toothbrushes clean, like when you have a cold or a flu, you take your toothbrush, you soak it into some mouthwash overnight, because otherwise you wake up in the morning and all the bacteria, viruses are growing on your toothbrush, and then you re-inoculate yourself in your throat. Especially with strep throat, I always tell people, change your toothbrushes, soak them overnight in a strong mouthwash so you don't keep re-inoculating yourself. Change your towels, your pillowcases, your sheets, and you're less likely to spread it in the household. And if you do have the flu, it's better.
Dr. Peter Michalos, we're out of time, but thank you for coming on, and thank you for making our listeners smarter, and we'll survive this flu season. Thank you so much.
Thanks for always getting the truth out, and just think positive and test negative.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.